Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Quills and Rockets. I'm Astro,
And I'm Thornquill.
and today we will be discussing episode 4 of season 5 of My Little Pony, Bloom in Gloom. So what did you think about this episode?
Uh, this time I was a little underwhelmed by
Yeah,
by the whole thing. So I don't know. Where do we want to start with this?
I'm not exactly sure where to start. I definitely agree with you. I was very underwhelmed, especially after the season opener was such a big hit. It's just kind of been going downhill for the moment.
A little.
A little.
I'd hesitate to call the last episode downhill just because it was a normal episode, but this one, I don't think this one quite met par. I
Yeah.
think the biggest problem that I had with this episode was the pacing. And while
Yes.
that was a little bit of the problem in the last one, this one I really felt just belabored the point.
It just, I felt it just dragged on and on and on. And after the first, you see it's a dream,
See, that's
you're
the
done with
point
it.
where I could be really harsh because this is my personal bias, okay? I really hate the it was all a dream mechanic. I have almost never had a story that used that where I liked it. And in some cases it's fine. Like take the other episodes that featured the CMC and their
Yeah,
nightmares. Those were good because they were surreal and it was obvious that something weird and
was,
dreamy was going on.
no, that was definitely good because obviously, For Whom the Sweetie Belle Toils, the dream, there was a rarity cloud and she admits very quickly, oh, yeah, it's a dream. And Luna
Mhm.
helps her through the whole thing. Or with Sleepless in Ponyville, you have it being a dream, but it's very short, and you are very aware it's a dream, and Luna comes in very quickly for both of them.
Right.
Whereas here, she waits until the very, very end.
I was seriously watching the clock saying, okay, we've got about 7 minutes left now. Is Luna going to show up?
And I mean, we've all been waiting for it. Scootaloo had a dream with Luna. Then Sweetie Belle, we're like, okay,
Time for Apple Bloom.
Apple Bloom's turn. And of the three, this was not well done.
Unfortunately, it was definitely below the other two in terms of Luna dealing with the CMC's dreams. The big problem was that I think they genuinely tried to fool us, and it didn't work.
Not in the slightest, because she woke up with a cutie mark.
And we know that that doesn't happen, or at the very least, if you just woke up with a cutie mark, that's lame.
That was that's I think that was probably intended just to trick like a 6-year-old. And not even because 6-year-olds are not stupid. Kids aren't that stupid, writers.
Kids are going to be wondering, wait, I thought ponies got their special talent by doing their special talent.
Yeah. And we've never seen her do that.
And then we get the creepy exterminator pony who has no justification for being there whatsoever.
Yeah.
And it's obvious to everyone that something is going on. And even then it would have been okay, but they just kept doing it.
The girls kept doing it and she kept believing that she woke up with a cutie mark.
Mm-hmm.
Apple Bloom, you've been looking for your cutie mark for so damn long. You don't just wake up with one.
You are smarter than this. Yeah, and then of course, I don't know how many people will share this disappointment, but with the shadow that was promising to take her cutie mark away, even though I was thinking, okay, this is most likely a dream. When I saw that happen, I got excited because, of course, I'm thinking, wait, are we seeing Starlight
No,
Glimmer coming back?
The second I saw that, I was like, I know it's a dream. It's a dream, it's a dream, it's a dream, but maybe she's involved in this dream somewhere. Is she doing it? Oh, cutie marks are bad. You see, they cause nothing but pain and misery. Come on.
That
Come on.
sounds so like Starlight Glimmer.
The writers were just teasing us. Those of us who were like, oh, come on, bring her back. She'll be a recurring villain. They're just teasing us.
I felt
That
a little
was.
teased by several things in this episode. Just kind of a side note with the scene with Sweetie Belle on stage at the end.
Yes.
I feel saddened that that was just a dream.
Yeah.
because we saw that in the spoilers, and
I was so excited. I was like, oh my god, is that gonna happen? No, it's a dream. And Scootaloo going down a ramp. See, the thing is, they know what their cutie mark is supposed to be. And now it's been, like, hammered in. They know it.
yeah.
Essentially.
No
She's
kidding.
auditioning on stage to sing. Scootaloo's going down a ramp with a scooter.
Yeah, exactly.
That was, going off onto a cutie mark tangent, Babseed getting her cutie mark.
Yeah, so I mean we've been pretty harsh so far, so let's talk about what this episode did good.
That
I liked that.
Yeah. A callback to a character, a callback to the fact that Babseed is in Manhattan, running their branch of the CMC, or I guess their branch. Does she have members to that?
I don't know if it's ever been said if she has members or not, but she probably does.
Yeah. And now she has her cutie mark, and she got her cutie mark referencing to something that, back to a very tiny detail.
I thought that was really clever.
It was. Tiny little detail. She always blows her hair out of her face. So she, I guess, fixed that and discovered her special talent.
Yeah. And so that leads the CMC into a discussion that I was really happy to see happening. I was really excited for this episode when it got going because I thought, okay, we've all had questions about bad cutie marks, or how I mentioned in a previous episode, I think, about how Apple Bloom worries about losing her friends or something like that if she loses her or gets her cutie mark.
Yeah, and that was addressed here, and also the addressing of a small thing that's just a laughable thing in the fandom so far was the idea of, if Apple Bloom gets a cutie mark that's not an apple, will she no longer be in the apple family?
Right.
That was I thought that was very interesting.
So I think the dream
peers.
mechanic, and bringing Luna into it could have worked so well if it hadn't been the entire episode and if it had just been one dream. Like if it starts out with her having a talent that she's not thrilled with, and then it escalates to the CMC acting strangely towards her, and then it goes full on surreal with her family, I think that could have worked.
That I could see having worked very well, and more just so that it didn't try and seem real. Because that's the thing with these dreams, and the dreams we've seen in the past. They're not real. They're exaggerated. They're like your crazy, weird fantasies.
Right.
So that was one thing I did not like, was they were trying to trick us and make fun of us, and nobody bought it. It was not well done for that.
I don't know if they were trying to make fun of us, but as far as tricking us, bad effort, honestly.
Yeah.
And as far as Apple Bloom's shadow goes, again, I think it would have been... I would have actually really liked the mechanic if I hadn't thought of Starlight Glimmer.
It would have been an interesting mechanic, but the fact that we had Starlight Glimmer and everyone was waiting for Starlight Glimmer to come back.
Even if it was a bad expectation on our part for the villain to show up like that, it still made the actual problem fall flat.
It kind of did, unfortunately.
As for anything else I liked in this episode, I thought the Twitter mites, that was funny.
The Twitter mice were an interesting little thing. More magical creatures to add into Equestria.
And just kind of a random note, but I thought that Applejack singing that little lullaby to Apple Bloom was adorable.
It was adorable. The second I heard her start singing, I was a little worried that they were just going to go into the classic, we're going to sing a song now. But no, it was just a short little lullaby, and I'm okay with that. That's adorable.
And it sounded really good, too.
It did. It's a nice little moral-based thing, which obviously brings us to the big part of the day, which is the moral of the story. The moral of the story, it's questionable because the moral that the Cutie Mark Crusaders get, I don't know whether or not it will apply to everybody, because it's that whatever Cutie Mark you get, it will fit you perfectly, was what she said. Actually... was that? No, that wasn't the moral.
I interpreted it differently. I interpreted it as, you shouldn't worry about what it is that is going to make you an individual, because you will find those people who will accept and love you for that. I'm kind of poeticizing it a little bit, but that's how I interpreted it.
That's a much better moral than I thought of. This is why I'm not a writer. I'm actually thinking about it now. There probably was another bit to the moral, which is, if you love yourself, others will love you too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess that could be a good moral for kids.
Really, I thought the moral was good, and honestly, I think it's a decent moral, at least how I'm expounding it for adults too, because I've been in places where I wasn't sure of what my identity was supposed to be, and I've known plenty of people who were struggling to find a sense of identity, and by and large, a huge factor of that is, well, is that a good enough identity to have? Mm-hmm. It's a shame that by the time that we got around to it, and Princess Luna, we were so tired of the dreams that we didn't care as much.
Yeah. It's a bit of a shame. It was dragged out to the point that by the time we got to the really, really good part with Luna, doing a fantastic job, by the way, it just stopped being interesting, and we stopped caring.
Unfortunately, I have to agree. I feel like I'm being really hard on this episode, but I
am too. So let's.
I was just so underwhelmed.
I really was. Some small little notes that I thought were really adorable and well written was the second that the CMC, which by the way they brought them all together in the dream. I thought that was interesting that Luna. That was cool. That Luna can do that, bring everyone into the dream together. Yeah. And that when they told Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle, "Oh yeah, you're in a dream," Scootaloo's first instinct was to try and fly. And she can fly. That
was so adorable. And it made me so happy. I don't know why.
It's a little heartwarming thing. Her dream is still to fly. Aww. That's a little heartwarming thing.
I'm going back a little on myself, but I'm glad that we did get to see that, even if only in a little moment of her dreams. But that was adorable.
Yeah, it really was. So, rating this episode...
I personally would give it a 6, and I think that's because I have a hard time rating any lower than that, but that's where I'm at. Just because there are some things that I like. It's just overshadowed by the stuff that went wrong.
I might put it a little lower at maybe a 5.5 or even a 5.
I would probably go 5 if I was being harsh.
Yeah. I was personally very underwhelmed by this episode, especially coming off such an incredible season opener, and then a pretty decent episode right after it. I feel like the CMC episodes are always kind of a hit or miss thing.
They can be. I think the problem with a lot of them is some people have trouble identifying with them, especially as they're younger, more higher-pitched characters.
Yeah.
But this one, I can't get over such a cliche mechanic as it was all a dream. I can't.
It was all a dream the whole time. It was dreams within dreams within dreams. That was a little annoying.
This was not a good example of ponyception.
No. I don't think we will get many of those examples.
Not this right now.
No.
All right. I think
that sums it up. A 5.5. We'll compromise between the two of us.
That works.
5.5 out of 10 for this episode. This has been Astro Brony.
And Thornquill.
And I am signing off.
See you next time.
Today we will be discussing Season 5, Episode 4. Oh, let me try that again.
Go for it.
And today we will be discussing Episode 4, Gloom and... God damn it, I can't do this. Why can't I do this now? I'm a wreck. Alright. And today we will...
It is Bloom and Gloom.
It is Bloom in Gloom, yes. I just looked it up, too. I've known it's a dream the whole time. Okay, let me actually get this, because somebody's knocking at my door. I don't know who it is.
Okay.
I don't know. 10 minutes? Alright. Yeah, same person who needed some help.
Just the same person again. Okay.
She needs... Because I offer to help people. Okay.
Yeah.
So, damn it, where were we? Hold on.
We were talking about Starlight Glimmer.
Yes.